Roses are red, violets are blue. CNN is biased against Trump. I didn't write that. As the network's disgraced former anchor Don Lemon pleading not guilty for storming a church in St. Paul, CNN star anchor Kaitlan Collins was gabbing on a podcast swearing her liberal network's totally neutral and admitting that Caroline isn't that bad.
They always argue the media is biased against them and doesn't cover them fairly, even though we cover them, I think, fairly and accurately. You never want to prove them right on that front, that they are right, that you're biased against them, or that you have a personal, angst here. When we were in Saudi Arabia and we were on a foreign trip with the president, and he came in with all the other leaders, including the Saudi crown prince. And so they came up and they said, okay, well, you can't come into the next event. And they went to Caroline. And to her credit, she said, no, Caitlin's coming in with the rest of the U.S. press. And we went in.
The press loves to pretend that Trump hates reporters, but the New York Post reports how President Trump has neared 500 press interactions in his second term, blowing way past Sleepy Joe. Greg, you were just saying how Kaitlan Collins needs to smile more.
Oh, I did not say that.
I heard it.
We're way past the part of caring about what CNN or anyone in the mainstream media has to say about anything, because there's no coming back from the Biden era. We were under no obligation to believe or even take them seriously. I keep trying to think, is there anything I would take seriously if it came from the mainstream media? The weather, sports scores, celebrity deaths. That's really small turf. And it could be done by AI. So I can't envision what else you could trust them on. CNN, to me, is like a constantly cheating spouse who gaslit you every time they came home, smelling like cheap perfume and their underwear on backwards. So I imagine it even must be frustrating for them, because even if they change their ways, everybody else is like, we're just going to move on.
Haley, what if the networks did AI their anchors? They'd save a ton of money. I mean, they can never do that here because we have all this charisma.
Yes.
But they don't. I mean, they are very robotic. Is that a good idea?
I think it's a fantastic idea. I love it. And maybe they wouldn't be so delusional. I mean, I listened to Kaitlan Collins say that they're unbiased, and I just laughed because I thought to myself, one, I called her an activist when I was press secretary. I stand by that. 2 words, Jim Acosta, right? You guys are so unbiased. Look at what Jim Acosta's doing. He's doing like left-wing pep rallies now. We covered that last year. Not only that, I mean, the first term of President Trump, the first 100 days, CNN's coverage was 93% negative. 93%. And that was a Harvard study. So take that, Kaitlan Collins. Also, I would note the 2020 convention, you guys chose to fact-check the RNC. Where were you guys on the DNC back in 2020? Like, was Daniel Dale sleeping? What were you guys doing? Because I found all these RNC fact checks. They always hibernate. Finally, I would just say Jake Tapper. Jake Tapper, do you remember when he called the RNC and DNC pipe bomber a white man? When it very evidently was not a white man? So tell us you're unbiased, but how about you try to show us?
Well, to be fair, no one thought the pipe bomber was a black man. I mean, usually it's not the blacks with the pipe bombs.
Blacks.
Kennedy.
God. Okay, Grandpa.
It's true. No one, listen, everybody was shocked. Kennedy, what do you think about the mainstream media?
The only thing that will prove her right, it's not going to be this administration, because obviously the coverage went like negative, positive for Biden, negative for Trump. So you've got like 2 camel humps. It's going to be the next Democrat president. So if they really hold the next Democrats' feet to the fire, then they can finally say, we are neutral, we treat everyone the same. But there is such a clear demarcation in the way they cover a Democrat president versus a Republican president. And even though they've got what every member of the press dreams of, that is unfettered access to a president who isn't managed, who may say something that is absolutely bananas and write your entire news cycle for you so you don't have to do any work. Even with that, the coverage, when it could be positive, is still incredibly negative. And I hope the one thing they take away from the Trump administration is skepticism and some evenly placed negativity for anyone who is either seeking or becoming president.
Wouldn't it be great if these news networks treated these politicians the same, whether they were Republican or Democrat, kind of like we do at Fox?
Yes. It would be
fair and balanced.
That's right. Fair and balanced.
And unafraid, Jesse.
And very unafraid.
You guys, okay. But can we talk for a second about the Kaitlan Collins talking about Caroline Leavitt and
No, we can't.
I'm going to. And it reminded me of, remember when Us Magazine used to run that whole feature every week and they said, stars, they're just like us. And it would like show someone pumping gas and they would be like, you know, so-and-so was pumping gas. And it's like, you would read that and you'd be like, yeah, obviously, like they're human. And my point is, I feel like the story that she told, while in a good way, you know, expressing gratitude, it was sort of like, obviously. The left, my point is, thinks of Trump and his administration and anyone who supports him as so patently inhuman, unhuman, alien as to not even abide by basic things like confirming, yeah, she's with us, she's press. Like, it was the most simple, basic exchange that was mind-boggling to Kaitlan Collins, who had to then talk about it because it was so beyond their comprehension that, yes, actually, rules and decorum and civility actually flourish in the Trump administration. So I feel like all that did was show how shocked that they are that actually everyone there has feelings and is normal.
You know where we don't pump our own gas? New Jersey.
That's true in Utah.
Yeah, the stars don't
Jersey
have
and
to pump
Oregon.
gas.
Yeah, the two states.
Is that right?
Yes.
Dang it,
All right,
that was a bad
stay in the
example.
car. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.